right, guys, we back with another one, and today, man, we're gonna talk a little bit about Colorado football and prize recruit Cormani McClain. As you all know, he was previously committed to Miami, but he went to Boulder last week, and all the crystal balls from the so-called experts in the recruiting world have flipped their pick for him to choose Colorado when it's the time. So another interesting thing is on his IG, he scrapped all of his social media posts affiliated with him and his commitment to Miami. All of that is now off of all his social media platforms. And one thing that really stood out about Cormani McClain's ranking on On3, they dropped him 30 spots from a 5-star to a 4-star. And keep in mind, guys, this is the off season. For football, they're not playing right now. There's nothing he could be measured by at this point in the year where his ranking can legitimately drop. You know what I'm saying? They had the Under Armour game, a few All-American games or whatever. I find this interesting that it comes right after his visit to Boulder, Colorado. Well, sometimes you have fanboys working for these recruiting services. You have guys that's fans of certain schools, and so their personal feelings will get involved with how they feel about a kid. And I don't think that's right, man. That's where when the objectivity is gone out of it. When you take certain positions, you're supposed to look at it as from the perspective of someone who's not a fan of it. Like, if I read your writing, I shouldn't be able to tell who you're a fan of. You know what I'm saying? Not at that level. Not when you have a national recruiting service. And so Cormani, they've dropped him down 30 spots from 5-star to 4-star right after his visit to Colorado. This is what happens. Like, a lot of times people think that these recruits just go to college and then they end up better than some of the 5-stars long term. And sometimes, yeah, you can't project what someone is at 16 and think that's going to hold true, at 20. But sometimes, in this case, right, Cormani probably still is the best defensive back in the whole class. But if he's thinking about going to Colorado, it seems like they want to drop his ranking because he's probably not going to go to Miami no more. Had he still been going to Miami, they wouldn't have dropped his ranking that low. That's all about clickbait too. Oh, he's going to Colorado? Let's dox him a little bit just because, that's not the school we want to see him at. And we don't want Coach Prime getting all the guys. So they'll probably bump somebody up that commits to Alabama or Georgia or Ohio State. They'll bump one of those guys up over him to give off the illusion that they're the top player at that position in the class. But in actuality, they may not be. I just find this very strange, man. It's a lot of hate for what Coach Prime has going on over there. Now, also, guys, Colorado's official football schedule for 2023 has been released. And let me just tell you, for those first 5 games, we gonna know how swift the turnaround at Colorado truly is with how they're going to be tested. First up on September the 2nd, they have Texas Christian, TCU, who just played in the national championship game. No, they did not look good versus Georgia, but they looked great all season long versus all the other teams in the country. So right out the gate, we'll see what level the Colorado team is on truly. September the 9th, they got Nebraska at home. September the 16th, Colorado State. Then September the 23rd, they go to Oregon. A traditional powerhouse year in, year out. Then at home, they have Southern California. That's right, guys. USC is coming to Boulder September the 30th. And that game right there has so many matchups within that matchup. You got to look at it. You got Coach Prime versus Lincoln Riley. Deion Sanders versus Caleb Williams. Travis Hunter versus Alex Grinch's secondary. Man, you got all of these matchups, guys. And Shedeur and Caleb Williams, those are two of the guys that they believe are early season Heisman hopefuls. Wow, man, that's all I got to say. They did not do Colorado any favors early on this coming season. Now, I mean, they have games, versus Stanford and others, but they also play Utah the very last game of their regular season. So I don't know what to expect from this team, but what we do know, we'll see how they measure up against some other elite college football teams. And we'll see how significant the work Prime did in the portal, who he got to transfer, who he brought with him from Jackson State, his coaching staff. All that's going to be on full display early. So are they going to get punched in the mouth, or are they going to come out and compete right away? Man, I want to know what you guys think. Do you think this team is going to go 500? Do you think they might win 7 or 8 games? Or you think they'll win 10 plus in this first season? I'm expecting somewhere around, looking at this schedule, and they go on the road to Oregon. Was it on the road at Utah? It's hard for me to call. I mean, you got to see them first, but if I had to make a prediction, I'd say they'll win about 6-7 games. I think they'll be competitive first year. Then that second, third year, I think they'll be top 25, It's going to take some work because this is a different level of competition. And Prime, he's getting some guys, but he ain't got his guys. Some of the people that's coming in the transfer portal is out of necessity, emergency plans. You know what I'm saying? He got to get experienced players that, I mean, a lot of them are coming from winning cultures. They probably didn't have the most prominent role at certain schools, but they come from winning cultures, and these guys are 4th and 5th year guys. So that allows your line to compete, your offensive, defensive line. They can go out there and compete right away, and I think that's brilliant. Now, if they win anything north of 7 games, to me, I feel like, it's inevitable what's about to happen. I feel like they do that, then he's probably gonna win a title in the next 5 or 6 years. You know what I'm saying? But we'll just have to wait and see, man. I want to know what you guys think. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.